Today I'm celebrating Christmas Eve. It's the third day of this period of darkness that comes after the winter solstice when the sun's zenith is at its lowest point. It stays at this same position for 3 days, and tomorrow is the day when the days will begin to lengthen again, when the sun will return and the light will return to earth. It's for that reason that Christmas Day is celebrated in the way it is and at the time that it is. But Christmas Eve in my life as a celebration really centers around reflection, but also children and family. And seeing, as a father of 4 children, I've seen the excitement as it takes hold with children today. And unfortunately, that is mostly about the receiving of presents. It's very difficult to instill a culture in a family which is anything but that when we are so deeply immersed in this consumerist world that we do inhabit. But I will be doing my best to imbue today and tomorrow with some substance, talking about the traditions of Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and where they come from and some of the symbolisms associated with them. The giving of presents is obviously a beautiful thing in itself, but for me, the giving of presents, our human presence to each other, is by far the more important. This year, I'm really giving gifts of my presence rather than presents with an ENTS, because it feels that that's what has become as a substitute for the inability to present ourselves to each other, to really be present to each other. It really feels that those gifts that we give have really become a substitute for our presence. It's really a compensation for our absence. The coming of Christmas Eve, it's funny, in my own family there were traditions of leaving notes for Father Christmas. My dad tried to keep up a charade for a very long time, and I judged him gravely for it as a teenager. And now that I look back, it's funny, I've just started doing it last year with my own 2 small children, and it's bizarre to find myself being caught up in this kind of play that I now don't take so seriously. Judge me as they may, judge myself as I may. I'm now seeing the playfulness and the mystery and the magic that bewitches a child's mind, that creates that sense of play and wonder. And I will beg for their forgiveness when I have to come honest, have to come clean about the games that I've played. It's a beautiful time in the presence of children. I know that for many people who are experiencing Christmas alone, it does not have the same sparkle, the same joy. And my heart goes out to anybody who's feeling some sadness today, because our culture does embrace this festivity so wholeheartedly. I mean, it's already been weeks that it's impossible to go out and not hear almost endless Christmas songs in shops and pubs and restaurants and cafes and on the radio and on the television. It's inescapable. And if one doesn't embrace the spirit of Christmas, then it can be a serious drag. So I imagine anybody feeling that way is very unlikely to have gone this far in this video already. But if you have, please forgive me. There is a deeper side to this moment of great stillness before the light returns. It is always the darkest before the dawn, or at least that's how the phrase goes. And this is a very dark time on earth generally, let's face it, in so many ways, and yet the light is still trying to seep through the cracks. There are seeds germinating right now that will burst forth in spring. And it's important, I believe, or it has value to remember that we are passing through that tiny slit of darkness, and that there will be more beauty to appreciate in the following year. So tonight I'm celebrating Christmas Eve, and I wish to send out love and good tidings to all men.